Do I have your attention? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the COMKAST. I'm your host, Compact. Let's just jump into it. Let's just get into it here. So, forgive me, I have a script. My failing mental faculties prevent me from remembering one sentence worth something. So, I have a lot of things written down here. If you'll avert your eyes for a second, we have the topic of discussion here for the video. Yeah, what are we looking at here? This is insane, especially coming from this guy. So if you don't know who this guy is, I have some notes. This is Franck Husso, better known by his stage name Carpenter Brut. He's a French dark synth artist from France. I don't know why that's there twice. This guy's a millionaire. This guy made it, okay? If you don't know, he got really big almost immediately when he released his first EP in 2012 or 2013, whenever it was. I wouldn't say he's a household name, but again, he's definitely a millionaire. He wrote music for the 2016 video game Fury. He provided music for Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number, 2 tracks, Le Perv, and Roller Mobster. Hotline Miami 2 is like an award-winning game. I'm sure Fury is too. I've never heard of that one. So what we're looking at here is his latest music video for a single on his upcoming album. And this is terrible. This sucks. This shit is terrible. You know, nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see somebody who, you know, is at least a sliver of anti-establishment. The song is called Misfits Rebels, The Misfits / The Rebels, and it's AI generated, which is maybe a really funny satire, if that's what he's going for, but I don't think he's that smart. There's 2 credits in the description. We have art direction by Antoine Delatch and technical direction by Sean Struble. And next to both of their qualifiers is also an additional title of AI Specialist. That's how it's written in the description, AI Specialist. And to me, this looks like the Instagram Studio Ghibli filter over probably very basic 3D models. There was a comment that said that they're potentially hand-drawn stills or digitally drawn stills that they use some kind of picture-to-video service on, which is equally unbelievable. I mean, that doesn't make it any better. So you're telling me that 1 out of every, 60 frames is a picture. What's the point? What are we doing here? This is like So this guy is 49 years old. He was born in 1977. Mr. Franck. I'm going to call him Frankie. Franklin Brut, my hero. Frankie. I want to make a point to bring up his age. I think this is a generational thing that maybe these people don't get or don't understand. So this guy was born in 1977. He is a Gen Xer. Sort of. I think most of them were born in the early 70s, so he's sort of at that crossroads there. And these people's perception of technology is a little bit different than maybe the younger generation's perception. I know, speaking for an entire generation is impossible, but, I would assume that if you're watching this video and you're in your early 20s, your late teens, early 20s, like myself, you have at least a sliver of self-awareness and agency and can recognize that, most of your peers don't like AI generated garbage. They don't like this stuff. This is unappealing. It doesn't look, it's not tasteful. It might be like technically competent in that it is a constructed video. See that right there? That's just what are we doing? That was that was terrible. To these older guys, this probably looks fine. They probably can't even tell. I think to them it is just another tool. That is really all they can. That's the only way they can, interpret this kind of stuff. These people are. So Gen Xers are. These guys are proto-Redditors, if that makes any sense to you. I mean, Reddit did not exist when they were teenagers, but that's what they are. They're like they're punk rock anti-establishment, but they still go to Disneyland. Like I don't know how else to put it. You guys like sparkling water? We're talking about old people today. I think I should drink something for old people. I went to a record store recently. They had, I was looking for albums. They had a Tears for Fears album. They had a couple. They had Songs from the Big Chair. They had one copy, and then they had like 2 or 3 copies of the one with the AI picture on it, which is good, because usually record stores don't keep multiple of the same album on the shelf, but I guess they were desperate to get rid of this one. So, they're even older than this guy. They're probably in their 60s or early 70s, so they're definitely like boomers, which might be where these guys get it from. It'll be their parents, these Gen Xers, their parents' generation kind of ushered in the... I'm sorry, I'm hearing the bubbling of the seltzer water, and it's throwing me off. These people, their parents' generation are boomers, and I think that their generation was all money first, product over, we'll say quantity over quality, I guess, because we know that this guy has the capability to make a video that's at least interesting. The video for Turbo Killer is 7 or 8 years old at this point, if maybe even more. I don't know. I didn't check. And that video is so much nicer looking. They must have been dealing with technology from 8 years ago. So unless things have truly only gotten worse, there's really no excuse for why this is so shit looking. I would like to point out that it is indicative of their mentality towards everything, towards all of their creations. If you go on the Carpenter Brut website, for 45 euros, roughly $55, you can buy a Carpenter Brut branded hoodie. That's not including shipping or tax, so it's $55 for a hoodie. That is 55% polyester and 45% cotton. So right off the rip, this guy cares about his creation, he cares about his art. He's going to sell polyester clothing to his fans and give them skin cancer. My suit is wool. Did you know that? My suit is 100% wool. Isn't that incredible? I should make something clear. This stuff's not going anywhere, and this guy is not even really wrong. This Franck guy, it is an unstoppable machine. I'm a rat in front of a steamroller. They can't even hear me. It's so loud. $1 trillion is very loud. My net worth is like $100. I have nothing to stop this. We're selling polyester hoodies. We're making AI-generated music videos. This stuff is poison. What we're looking at here is it's poisonous. It's like toxic. In the same way that McDonald's is poison to the body, and scrolling Instagram reels is poison to the mind. Those are two very generally accepted. That's not complicated. Anybody can agree with that. But suddenly, when you start telling people that indulging in bad art is poison, it starts to become contentious. They say, oh, well, I don't think so. What's wrong with it? It's just art. I think people need to get very comfortable with the idea that bad art exists. Not all art is good. In fact, most art is actually terrible. Case in point here. Unless this cannot be described as art, which I am not qualified to do, but I might be able to give some direction for art, what is qualified as art. I make art, did you know that? A little fact about me, we make art here. I did not go to school for art. So what is art then, right? We're looking at this video here. If this video is not art, then what is it? There's a couple different schools of thought. We'll start with the most basic here. These are just things I could think of. Art is decoration. Okay, that's pretty agreeable. I think we can all agree with that, right? So if a decoration is unfitting of its environment, or if it's gaudy or tacky, you'd call it a bad decoration, right? So maybe bad art is not decorative. Paintings are decorations of walls. Sculptures are decorations of space. Architecture is decorations of your environment. Textiles and fabrics are decorations of the body, the human body. And music is a decoration of time. That's probably the most abstract one, but it's true. Music is a decoration of time. I think going a little further here, art is a reflection of man. Okay. I have to assume that's probably closer to how it's taught in school, that it's some kind of emotional outlet for man, it's some kind of reflection of the human condition. And maybe that's true, maybe that's not, I don't know. Bad art glorifies the shortcomings of man. So if art is a decoration and bad art is a ugly decoration, then if art is a reflection of man, then bad art reflects the disgusting aspects of man. And I'm not even saying that it discusses, I mean it glorifies it, it gives it power, it justifies its existence and claimed it to be good. But there seems to be this group of people here that really want to convince you that AI-generated art is actually a good thing. It's not even harmful. It's that it's like a revolutionary, future-looking technology. And I guess in ways they are right. They are technically correct, as it is going to revolutionize the world, just not for the better. Probably only bad is going to come from this. It's just more misdirection, more chaos, This stuff is poisonous to the soul. That's really the core of it. AI-generated art is poisonous to the soul. It damages your soul when you look at it, when you indulge in it, when you convince yourself that it's good and that it's worth your time. You are damaging your spirit. And if that is contentious, but you still agree that AI-generated art is bad, I would like to hear your explanation as to why. If you truly don't believe that soul is a factor and that it may as well not even exist, then why is AI-generated art bad? Why does it give you that pit in your stomach when you see it that tells you instinctually that it's bad? Without the spirit of man, we are machines. And that is how it's taught in school, right? We are machines. So suddenly a machine is creating art, and it's a problem. This is my point about earlier about the Gen Xers being proto-Redditors. They do think that we are machines. They don't have I know, I'm generalizing. I'm sure this guy has Frankie, if you're watching this, I don't mean to disregard your spirituality. But you gotta look in the mirror, man, because it's not looking good. You know, you come across as a nihilistic atheist, or whatever you want to call yourself, if you defend this kind of stuff. If your defense is that, well, humans are machines, AI is trained on humans, AI is machine, it's fine, it's all the same, it's all homogenous, and there's no such thing as sacredness or distinction or any kind of boundaries to define art and man's creation. I would like to give some quotes here from somebody you might know. Thomas Bangalter, or Thomas, if you're wrong, if you're incorrect about how you pronounce stuff, has some quotes here that he gave in 2023 that I'd like to read aloud. Now the story has ended. It felt interesting to reveal part of the creative process that is very much human-based and not algorithmic of any sort. I love technology as a tool, but I'm somehow terrified of the nature of the relationship between the machines and ourselves. We try to use these machines to express something extremely moving that a machine cannot feel, but a human can. We were always on the side of humanity and not on the side of technology. The question that we have to ask ourselves is about technology and the obsolescence of man. Daft Punk would go on to show Interstellar 5555, AI upscaling in 2024 in theaters. You pay money to go to the theater, you get to see it. It's 640 by 480. It's not like a YouTube rip of a film. It's still viewable. It's still standard definition. They didn't have to do that. It's fine. That's how it would have been seen originally. What's the problem? You're bringing it back into theaters. Why are you showing it with upscaling? Money. That's the answer is money. The answer is that whatever they say, it doesn't matter. They're old men. They stand to lose nothing. They're fucking millionaires. They're multi-millionaires. They have mansions, I'm assuming. They have to have at least one each. Daft and Punk, their own mansions. I wonder if they live together. It's like they have like bunk beds. They sleep on top of it, and they had like a fight, and they're like, "Oh shit, we can't do Daft Punk anymore because we're arguing over who's going to do the dishes." So I guess to circle back, I mean that's the reason why this exists, and it really isn't that deep. This guy could just be like, this guy could have like a normal brain. This guy probably has like 115 IQ, Mr. Frank. And he just doesn't understand why this is a problem or doesn't care. If he does care, money is more powerful than morals to most people. I am no moral arbiter. I mean, if somebody said, I'll give you $100,000 to make a 3-minute AI-generated music video, I'd probably say yes. If it was one of my own songs, I'd be maybe a little bit more defensive, but, you know. No shade against Antoine Delatch and Sean Struble, AI specialists. They're very special. I got one more quote here from Thomas. The last thing I would want to be in the world we live in is a robot. So, make of that what you will. You are not a machine. You are a human. You are not exchangeable with any other human because there are no equals. That's what makes you a human. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope you learned something. Or not. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Buy my new album. It's coming out in 2 months. Now, what should I say? What's a good outro? That's a good outro. Perfect. That's enough of that. Sorry, I had to take a pause. My dog had to go for a walk. It's 20 degrees out, 10 degrees out, it's snowing.